How's it going, Makis? This is a quest guide for desperate times. On screen you can see a list of the requirements. This quest is going to take you around 1 hour to complete. You can start this quest by going to the second floor in the castle north of the Birthorpe lodestone. When you get here, click on Saren and go through her chat and accept the quest. After this, there is a small cutscene that you can skip. Once you're done with this, there's going to be a wall of dialogue that I'm going to spacebar completely through, so this part right now is going to be fast forwarded. This part is pretty straightforward. There are 3 different categories that you have to fill: a location, workforce, and seeds. You're going to talk to one person from each of those categories, and then you will ultimately fail. After you fail, you're going to switch one of those options, and you will fail again. You're going to do that twice, and then you will be able to progress through the next part of the quest. Pause now if you need this, because I'm going to go on to the next part. After this, you're going to go through a very lengthy dialogue that I'm going to spacebar and speed through. If you don't have all of your items right now, is a good time to go to your bank and get them before we go on to the next part. From here, you're going to need to make your way back to the needle. If you have strands in your inventory, you can use the Memorial to Guthix teleport and walk over there, or you can use the Eagle's Peak lodestone and go northwest. Once you arrive here, you're going to start talking to Taki, and then you're going to talk to Charos. You can pick any option that you want, it doesn't matter. I picked option 1, spam through his chat. Pick any option that you want. I picked option 1. And then select yes, I'm ready. Now there's going to be these red rifts around the area, and you're just going to have to walk over to them and then click on them. The first one is right next to you to the east, and then you're going to follow the path all the way down to find your second one. Second one can be found next to this tree. The third one is hiding behind this cart. And then there are going to be 2 upstairs, so go inside the house and climb up the stairs. First one is on this rug, and then the second one is in the next room. Once you click on the 4th one, you're going to get a dialog box. Go back downstairs and head back to the needle. When you get back here, talk to Charos again. Go through his dialogue. Once you're done here, you're going to head over to McGruber's Woods. You can use the Sears lodestone, go inside the fenced area, and then go down the mysterious hole. Once you get down here, make your way all the way over to the central room to the east, and then click on the coffin to get an item. So click on the coffin. Then click on the item in your inventory and close the screen. Now we need to find ourselves 3 keys, and they are scattered around the world. The first one is over at the dig site area outside the empty throne room. You can use the Varrock teleport lodestone and then walk east to get here. When you arrive, you're going to see all these NPCs next to a yellow circle. Stand in the yellow circle and you'll be teleported into the puzzle room. Now unfortunately, the next part of the quest is pretty lengthy, and it's completely random for everyone that does it. You're going to be able to open up the chests in the following ways. If it's a recipe room, you're going to be using the first letter of the ingredients or the value of those ingredients in Roman numerals. If it's an item room, you're going to use the first letter of all the items from left to right. If it's a coin room, you're going to use the Roman numeral code left to right. If there's a plaque outside near the door, you're going to use the first letter of each of the lodestone names that are listed. Or if you get a room that only has 1 item, and that item only has 4 letters, that will be your exact code. Other items will follow a specific type. For example, if you have a clean Raynar, the code is herb. On screen are a list of the Roman numeral codes if you need them. First thing you're going to do when you get down here is stand on these colored circles until you open up the room that you want to get into. My first room has a recipe on the floor, and when I open it up, the values of those items are 100, 100, 10, and 100. I'm going to use those as Roman numerals first to try and open up the chest to the right. So you just simply click on the chest. A wheel is going to come up. You're going to punch in your code. So I'm going to punch in the Roman numeral value for this, which is C, C, X, and C, and then I'm going to click enter. After this, make sure you check the chest to get your word grid. My next room over here has just one item on the floor. It's a dried piece of clay, so I'm going to punch in the code clay, and that is going to open up this chest and my new word grid. Once you have the final word grid, you're going to rotate the squares around the center of the room until they match your word grid. On screen is an example of my last clue and the corresponding shapes with their names. Once you move the last shape into place, you're going to get a screen shake with a green message, and then you are ready to progress to the next area. From here, you're going to use the Edgeville lodestone and then head west to the Black Knight's Fortress. When you get inside the door, you're going to see the same golden circle on the floor. Stay in the golden circle to go to your next puzzle area. When you arrive, you're going to be in the exact same room that you just saw before. The ways to solve these puzzles are exactly the same. On screen, you can see a list of those solutions again. If you happen to need them, the Roman numerals are also on screen now, along with the tile names. And for our final location, make your way over to the Varrock Palace, second floor bathroom. When you get here, go behind the curtain and stand on the golden circle. This room is exactly the same as the other two. On screen are the solutions for the chess, the Roman numeral codes, and the tile names. Once you try to open up the last chest, you're going to get this "You Are It" clue scroll. Simply just close out of this and head over to the next area, which is the library in Varrock. You should be able to leave the golden circle, go downstairs, and head over north to the library. When you get here, talk to Reldo and select option 1, and on your next set of chat options, you can select option 1 again. I'm going to fast forward through this next part because the dialogue is very lengthy. Once that dialogue is over, you should be able to talk to Reldo and give him the items if it didn't already from the previous chat that you were just in. On this next set of options, it doesn't matter which option you pick. And when you finally regain control of your character after this chat is over, you're going to need to make your way back over to the needle area. You can get there from using the Strands teleport, or you can just walk north of the Eagle's Peak lodestone. When you arrive, talk to Carapac and spam through the dialogue. When you regain control of your character, you're going to need to walk around on these paths and kill all of the Sliskays that pop up. They're only level 50, so you should be able to kill them very easily. Once you've killed the 5th one, combine your shards to make the Sliskay mask and put it on. When you regain control of your character, you are going to be transformed into Sliskay, and you're going to need to make your way over to Guthix and kill him. When you get to the set of options, select option 1 to kill Guthix. After that, you're going to get a cutscene that I'm going to skip past. This next part is pretty straightforward, so I'm going to speed this up also. There are a bunch of memories around this area. You're going to need to walk all the way around them, harvest them, and go through the dialogue that comes up after you do. Once you collect the last memory, you're going to need to walk back down the stairs and head over to Guthix. When you get here, talk to Guthix and go through his chat. When you get the set of options, select option 1 and go through the rest of the chat. After you regain control of your character, you're going to be in the next area of this quest, and there are some light puzzles that you're going to have to do. This first one's pretty easy. There is a top and a bottom area. For the top, you're going to crisscross the green animas, and on the bottom, you're going to do the exact same thing. When you regain control of your character, you're going to need to make your way all the way around this room, and the first door that you're going to go through is over to the west. When you get in here, simply walk north, then south. After that, go through the southern doorway, jump over the ledge, and then run across the planks. Or get Jagexed. Keep heading west and drop down the rock face. And then climb back up the rock face. From here, make your way over to this obstacle area, climb through the obstacle, and then exit north. Continue making your way over to the next room, which is over to the northeast. From here, make your way east, and then to the final room to the south. Once you've made it to the south room, you're going to get another cutscene that I'm going to skip through right now. Now, on the off chance that this is random for anybody, I'm going to explain how this puzzle works. The needle is going to spawn out 2 green glowing animas, and those are going to bounce around the room. They have the ability to go through rifts and then teleport somewhere else in the arena. You have the ability to change those green glowing animas like you did in the previous puzzle. Your job here is to rotate them so that way they end up all hitting the NPC at the bottom. So the first thing you need to do is make your way up to the top area, and you are going to click on the green anima crystal over to the top northeast and make sure that one is pointing directly north. After you have that set up, make your way all the way over to the temporal rift on the east side. From there, you're going to want to make your way all the way over to the western edge, exactly where I'm standing. This is going to make it so that way you can click on the 3 green anima crystals in this and the bottom tier. Rotate your camera a little bit and rotate the green anima on the bottom floor so that way it points north. This next one is going to be one of 2 options, so just pay attention on screen. The crystal that's closest to me is pointing over to the east. You want yours pointing in that exact same direction. From here, you're just going to want to wait a little while to see if the puzzle solves itself. If it doesn't, click on the crystal in the southwestern corner. When you regain control of your character, you're going to be in the elite dungeon. You're going to need to collect these memories, and the first one is all the way in the southern corner of this area. Make your way over into this room and click on the memory to start a dialogue. Once this dialogue is done, you're going to need to make your way all the way back over to where you started, and then get the memory inside this room. This order doesn't really make sense, but you're going to need to make your way back to the south and do the very last memory that's next to the boss encounter. Once you regain control of your character after this, you will have full control over the entire area of green crystals. The goal here is to rearrange them so that way they reach Carapac in the boss encounter room. On screen is a solution to this puzzle. Assuming that this isn't random for everyone, simply just go around and make sure that your anima crystals are pointing in the direction that you can see on screen, and the puzzle should be completed for you. Once you're finished, you're going to get into a little bit of a cutscene that I'm going to skip through. Once you regain control of your character, you're going to be in another dialogue that you can skip through. After that's done, you need to make your way back over to the Berthorpe Castle using the lodestone, go to the second floor, and talk to Saren, and that will be the end of the quest. If this helped you, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already for future videos. That's the end of this one. If you liked the video, consider dropping a like below and subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. Feel free to take a look at one of the videos on screen now, and until next time, Taki out.